Hey guys, we are back with some more Vegas Golden Knights Eastside Hockey Manager, and in this one, we are going to be continuing on with the rest of the season. However, one thing that I do want to change is our power play, because if you take a look at the team stats and then you take a look at special teams, power play percentage, we're all the way at the bottom of the league, 13.7%. That is abysmal compared to the rest of the league. And if we take a look at it, penalty kill, we're actually not that bad. 12th in the league. Compared to last year, that's phenomenal. 81.7. So not touching that, but we are going to touch the power play. So I'll leave Krug here on the first unit and Smith, but that is about it. No Carl Fours there, but we desperately needed to change up the power play. So I'm just going with our most creative players. And believe it or not, Carl Fours is not one of those guys. He is a 50 for creativity. So he's a good offensive player, but the creativity isn't quite up there. So we're going to see what this does. I'll make the same changes right here. All right, there we go. Let's see what that does. And those are the only changes we're going to make, because the power play is pretty much the only thing struggling right now, as we are still in first in our conference, and first in the NHL as well. So not too much to be worried about, but I prefer to have the power play going before the playoffs. So let's hope those changes do something. We're not making any trades here. Let's just go the rest of the season. That is a 4-3 shootout win against the Minnesota Wild, as I would expect. And maybe some power play goals in there as well. Lapalainen cashes in. Then you have a 4-3 win for the Coyotes over the Flames. A 3-2 win for the Capitals over the Flyers. And a game against the Canucks, we lose 5-2 against the Canucks. That is not good. Not good at all. And the Canucks seem to be on a bit of a hot streak now. They just won that game as well. Game against the Flames here, there you go, 7-3. We score once on the power play, and we are just going to get through the rest of the season here, as we are, besides the power play, doing relatively solid. We are, after all, first in the league, so there's not too much to be worried about, but prefer to get that power play going at some point. Player of the month, Nikita Kucherov. Rookie of the month, Stefan Larsson, 6 goals and 4 assists in 14 games played. Best offensive player, Kucherov, and best defensive player, Erik Karlsson. New Golden Knights rookie top point scorer, Stefan Larsson's 48 points is a new record for a rookie. Impressive. For the rookies that we've had come through here, that's pretty impressive. And there you go, 3 power play goals there in a 7-2 victory against the Flames. We look to be getting a little better in that department. And hopefully it can stay a little bit more consistent as we get towards the end of the year here. Board confidence update. Yep. Stars with a 4-3 overtime win against the Sharks. We have a game against the Hurricanes here, 5-2. There you go. No power play goals, but we still beat them by 5-2. So I'm not complaining at all. As long as we get those goals and prevent goals from going in our net, that's generally a good recipe for success. And there you go, 6-3. Win, and still no power play goals, but hey, we're scoring 5-on-5, I suppose, so that's, I cannot complain. Stefan Larsson is injured for 10 days with the anterior knee pain. Alright, 7-day IR you go. Walter Lapalainen cashes in, player of the week. Abysmal, Zadina praised. Okay, so we're going to have to take Stefan Larsson out of there, and we will put, Zach Smith in. And Smith on the 4th line. I'll get Timu Polkinen on the 3rd line. And then on the vacant power play spot will be Carl Fours. I know he doesn't have too great of creativity, but he is a good offensive player, so we can use him there whenever necessary. Penalty kill, Veleno, Polkinen, Silverberg. I want a face-off guy there. Svetlov's an 81. Fours has a 97 for faceoffs. but he's not really good defensively. But lap lane it, nope. I mean, I may just, yeah, I'll double shift Veleno on the penalty kill, to be honest. Don't want the penalty kill taking too hard of a hit there. And it's actually a significant break between now and our next game. Our next game's on March 10th. Alright, game against the Penguins, here we go. And that is going to be a 3-2 overtime loss. Goals by Silverberg and Panarin. No power play goals once again. So power play little dry at the moment. Had those 3 power play goals that one game, but I don't believe I've seen any since. The game against the Jets, 3-2 shootout win. Goals by Veleno and Panarin. And hey, we won it, and it was against a pretty tough competitor as well in the Winnipeg Jets, who are second in our conference. So they are definitely a team we're competing with. I mean, not that we're trying to compete with any teams for a playoff spot anyway, because it's pretty much guaranteed at this point unless we lose every game from now on. But, you know, it's still a team that if we beat, you know, it's a good boost to our confidence. And there's another team that we should have beaten, Arizona, 43-26-1, so they're pretty good as well. If we had beaten them, then our confidence would be sky high right now after beating the Winnipeg Jets as well, but not so much. Game against the Kings, oh man, Kings win in OT. Zach Smith and Silverberg with the goals, but Pearson, Kopitar, and Kopitar with the goals, and still no power play goals. Oh my goodness. I think our power play might actually be getting worse. Goal Force cashes in. Yeah, you know what? Let's check on the power play here. I am very interested to see our percentage right now. Oh my, it's getting worse. 13.5. Let's hope that we can start scoring some power play goals here, because I really, if that doesn't work, then I'm not too sure what else to do. I mean, we do have Stefan Larsson back, and he is a fixture on the power play, so we'll get him back in there. But if the power play doesn't improve after this, then I honestly, I don't know what to say. Zach Smith, get out of there. Larsson back in. And Larsson on the third line. Larsson on the power play. Larsson on the penalty kill. And there you go. Okay, so how many games has Reimer played in a row? He's played quite a bit. I'll get Subban in there for a few games. But then we will get Reimer back in. Senators win in OT. And once again, no power play goals. Oh my. Power play is on quite the dry spell here. New Golden Knights top rookie points scorer. Stefan Larsson's 57 points now. Wow. And game against the Blue Jackets, we lose that one as well, 3-2. And yet, again, a game without a power play goal. Not too favorable there for your Vegas Golden Knights. That is very unfortunate. We're definitely going to have to take a look at the power play. Especially right before the playoffs. That is definitely not one of our better power plays. In fact, it's probably one of the worst power plays I've ever seen in this game. Especially for it being such an offensively based simulator. All right, here we go. Game against the Preds. Come on. Get that power play going. 4-3 win, and no power play goals for us once again. But hey, we won the game, but still. You got to get that power play going at some point. You just have to, going into the playoffs. And it just seems like nothing is going right for them right now. Loss against the Blackhawks. The 14th place Blackhawks, 26-43-4. 5-4 overtime loss. And once again, no power play goals one. We got one from Panarin. I honestly thought that was a Chicago power play goal. That's how brutal our power play has been recently. They got one as well, but we only had one there. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. Power play is, besides that one goal, they're pretty brutal as of recent. 60 points for Stefan Larsson. He's been impressive. Very impressive in his rookie season. Let's see, March 24th, game against the Stars. This will be the last game for Subban. We'll get Reimer back in after this. There you go, 4-1 win. And we score 4 times. All even strength, though, so Another game where the power play does not score. How many games is that? Besides that Chicago game, in between now and that time that we scored 3 power play goals, I have no idea. That might be one of the longest streaks I've seen of having a very low penalty kill or a power play percentage. Not what you like to see. Team stats, power play percentage. Oh my, 13.2. It's getting bad. It's getting really bad. You know what? I'll just go best lines here. We'll see what the coach says. Reiko and Riley Smith, Panarin and Silverberg on the penalty kill. Now I'll have Veleno there because I want someone taking face-offs. But definitely leaving Reiko there. Then Reimer, Panarin, Svetlov, Smith, Thompson, Lazaro, Silverberg. Okay, so there's still no Veleno here on the power play, so that's a bit odd. I think I'm gonna override the coach here. I'm gonna go with Veleno on the first line instead of Svetlov. Svetlov's been pretty good. I'm pretty sure anyway. Yeah, he has 48 points on the season, but Veleno is our big guy, and we need him on the power play when we're struggling big time there. All right, here we go. Game against the Canucks. There you go. 3-2 overtime win. Yet again, no power play goals, but that's fine. We got the win. I'm gonna try to not make too big of a deal out of these power plays, but it's gonna be one of the key things going into the playoffs. I know it, because those tend to be a little bit more defensive, even in this game. So, yeah, kind of want to get that power play going. Overtime loss against the Sharks. 2 goals by Panarin. Nothing on the power play. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen a power play this bad. And for a team that scores a lot of goals, such as us, you'd think the power play would be good, but no. We're just absolutely terrible for whatever reason. Maybe you just recreate the 5-on-5 lines on the power play or something, the top 6. Just see if that works, because at this point, nothing else is working. So why not? Game against the Kings. There you go, 4-1 win, and a power play goal. What do you know by Joe Veleno? Also goes by Lazaro, Laplainen, and Reiko Polkinen. So there you go, 50 wins on the season. I think we're pretty safe for the playoffs at this point. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we're already locked for the playoffs, so no need to worry at this point. But let's see, Mike Kelly, no, I'll hold off on him. Peter Ahola, no, I'll hold off on him as well. In terms of players, Zach Smith, Malcolm Subban, Jet Wu, Teemu Pulkkinen. Teemu Pulkkinen's stats seem to have, or attributes rather, seem to have dropped off significantly as he's gotten older here, 31 years of age, and his stats for some reason look a lot worse than they were. I mean, he's having yet another statistically great year, but his attributes are they seem lower than they once were. So I'll hold off a little bit here on Pulkkinen. Brandstrom, I mean, he's been pretty good all year as well. I'll offer him a contract, but he does not wish to sign at this time, so we will not offer him a contract at the moment. Semenov has not been great in terms of his average rating in the minors, but he is young still, 22, and he wants less than $1 million, so I'll sign him for the minors for next year, or even for the NHL as depth. Carl Forss. Now, here's going to be the interesting one. 49 points so far in the year for him, 23 goals. Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually a pretty solid deal. And he would still be an RFA after this, right? 23, that'd take him to he's 25. Yeah, he should still be an RFA with this deal. Yeah, well, this is a solid deal for Carl Forss. There you go. Okay, so Reiko Polkinen, I'm expecting a large amount from him. He's probably going to want quite the raise. Yeah, he wants 2.475, and that might even just be because of his player role, he might actually want more. Reiko is currently still a prospect, so I think at this point, we can set Reiko as a key player, given that he won the Selkie Trophy. Let's see how much he wants now. He wants 4.6. Yeah, he does want quite the raise. He is worth it, though. So I think, yeah, he's 22. I think I'll just give him an 8-year contract here. And we'll see if he signs for this plus $5 million on the last 4 years. And I'll take off 80,000 on the first 4 years. So 4.6 for the first 4, and then 5 mil for the next 4. And then I'll get him at a signing bonus of 300,000. He deserves it. He really does. There we go. See if he signs. Hopefully he does. Player of the month is Stefan Larsson, scoring 5 goals and assisting on 11 other goals in 11 games. 16 points in 11 games for Stefan Larsson. What a guy. Rookie of the month is Stefan Larsson. There you go. Offensive player of the month is Jamie Benn, scoring 9 goals and 10 assists in 15 games. So I was a bit curious as to why he wasn't player of the month. But I guess it was because Larsson played less games than Ben. 4 less games than Ben, actually. Ben played 15. Wow. Defensive player of the month is Erik Karlsson. And new rookie point scorer, yep, Stefan Larsson. All right, game against the Oilers. Oh my, the Oilers. 5-2 is the final score against the Edmonton Oilers, and of course we score a power play goal against them as well. Thompson on the Oilers for a power play goal, something of a rarity these days for your Vegas Golden Knights. Panarin is injured for a few days with a thigh contusion. I won't put him on the IR because that's only for a few days. Career milestone for Smith, 800th NHL game. Brandstrom, 200th career NHL point as well. Player of the week, Alex Ovechkin. Board confidence, they're delighted. New rookie top point scorer, yep. Riley Smith's 82 points is a new record from a right winger, so he surpassed his total from last year. And then draft rankings, we will send out the scout. The draft rankings are always my reminder to send my scouts out. Otherwise, I just will probably forget. Boom, boom. There we go. All right. I believe that is it. Yep. We're good for scouts. Devils with a 3-2 win over the Blue Jackets. And Forrest signs a 2-year deal. Golden Knights tie up Semenov, and Polkinen rejects. I'm guessing he didn't like that 8-year deal. Generally what that means. At least he's qualified now as an RFA. But he clearly does not appear to want that 8-year deal. What if I made it a little better for him? We'll give him 5 mil all around for 8 years. And then we'll give him a signing bonus of 500,000. He's a good player. He deserves it. There you go. See if he signs for that. Kucherov praise. Yep, let's get through the rest of the season here. Maple Leafs over the Blue Jackets in a 4-1 win. And game against the Stars, they win 5-3. And man, they score shorthanded as well. Not looking good for our power play there. Especially since we didn't score any power play goals in that game either. All right. Finishing off the season here. Should be the last couple of games. Yep. Game against the Preds and the Wild. We'll give Reimer one last rest before the playoffs. We'll get Subban in there for a couple of games. And then Reimer will start the playoffs. Panarin resumes practice. Did I ever actually take him out of the lineup? No, I did not. Okay. Game against the Preds coming up. Jets win 5-1 over the Avalanche. And here we go. And the Predators will win in overtime. Once again, no power play goals. Panarin, Forza, and Veleno score for Vegas. But it's not quite enough. That power play is killing us, man. Wow. All right, here we go. Last game of the season against Minnesota. Polkinen rejects contract offer. Okay. So he clearly doesn't want that 8 years. So I guess if I could get him for 5 years here at maybe a reduced salary, 4.5, then give him a 100,000 signing bonus. So last game of the season here. Here we go against the Wild. 5-2 win. There you go. Once again, no power play goals, but at least we won. But that is definitely something we have to look at going into the playoffs, because that's going to be huge in our upcoming playoff race. Or, well, race for the Stanley Cup. We're already in the playoffs. And we are going up against the LA Kings in the first round this year. So, what is our final power play numbers here? Special teams, power play percentage. 12.7. That is absolutely abysmal. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Practice. Here we go. Yeah, so that makes sense as to why our penalty kill is so good, but yeah, I remember doing this. Because our penalty kill was so bad last year. It was at like a 63% or something ridiculous like that. I decided to put all the practice area time into the penalty kill. But now that we're not practicing power play, we're of course terrible on the power play. So I guess that would kind of explain it. We'll set that to 50. Because that's, yeah. Let me know what we should do there other than what we have just tried there with the practice. Any other players we should get on there, let me know. All right, so end of the season stats. Smith with 85 points, Veleno with 85 points, both with 30 goals as well. Artemi Panarin with 40 goals, 76 points. Stefan Larsson with a phenomenal rookie season, 66 points in 78 games. What a guy. 769 average rating. He's looking amazing. He did that on the third line. Very impressive for Stefan Larsson. Reichel Polkinen with a 57-point season. 763 average rating. Best season for him so far. And I would not honestly be surprised if he wins the Selke Trophy once again. Waltteri Lappalainen with 55 points. Aiden Thompson with 53 on the fourth line. Svetlov with 52 on the fourth line. Fours with 51. Polkinen, Timu with 51 on the fourth line. Man, this team is so deep with scoring. And we still cannot score any power play goals. Think about that. The majority of this scoring is coming from 5-on-5. Alan Lazaro with 45 points, pretty much at his 7 average rating. I'll give it to him. He was much better this season than he's been in any seasons past so far. 45 points as well, career high. Silverberg, 45 points. York with 40. Krug with 34. Theodore, 33. Brandstrom, 32. Larson, 31. Miller, 29. Look at this depth scoring, man. The least amount of points from a skater who played the majority of the season is Colin Miller with 29. That is absolutely ridiculous. And from a forward, the least amount of points is Jacob Silverberg with 45. That is just, yeah, that's insane. Zach Smith with 3 points in 7 games. Jet Rue with 1 in 4. And then James Reimer with a 726 in 46 games. And Malcolm Subban with a 42. With 42 games played with a 705. So everyone did very, very solid over the course of the season. The only 6s are Lazaro and Miller, and even they're both close to a 7. So really cannot complain too much from any of these guys. Defensively, looking like this, plus minus. Brandstrom has the highest plus for defenseman with a plus 37. Stefan Larsson has the highest plus with a plus 37 among forwards. He is the best. And then goaltenders, 2 shutouts for both Reimer and Subban. Save percentage 893 for Reimer and 878 for Subban. Not too much to complain about here. Really not. Goals leader was Panarin with 40. Assists leader was Veleno with 54. Shots on goal, Riley Smith with 245. On defense was Krug with 219. Defensive assist leader is Cam York with 32. And same thing for goals with 8. And yeah, we're looking solid. Let's check out the minors real quick. So Martin Stephenson leads the defensive core down there with 32 points, 703 average rating. Forwards, Niels Blomqvist with 32 goals, 58 points, and a 722 average rating. And then one more guy who I want to check up on is our goaltender prospect, Joachim Gerten, down there in Red Deer. Oh my, he looks to have grown quite a bit this season so far. He has 23 wins and 31 games played down there in Red Deer. 914 save percentage, 706 average rating. Did pretty solid. Pretty solid. So hopefully he comes into our lineup next year. Not going to force him in, but hoping for the best. So that'll be about it for this one. Let me know what you guys think about the power play, what changes we can make going into the playoffs, and I'll see you guys in the next one when we begin the year 6? I think, hold on, a good way to check this is if I go to playing career here, and it starts with the average ratings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, year 6. Okay. Year 6 playoffs. See you guys then.